Imagine a world where sending money across borders is as easy as sending a text message, where you could move value from one side of the planet to the other in seconds, not days. No banks, no middlemen, no absurd fees. Now, here's the twist. That world already exists, and it's powered by a project most people barely talk about anymore. While Bitcoin grabs the headlines and Ethereum steals the spotlight, Stellar, XLM, has been quietly building the infrastructure that might just redefine global finance, especially for the billions of people left out of it. And if you think Stellar's just another forgotten altcoin from the 2017 era, you might want to stick around, because this story could change the way you see the entire crypto ecosystem. When we talk about blockchain, we often focus on speculation, the next 100x token, the hype cycles, the charts. But Stellar's mission is different. It's not just about making money, it's about moving money, faster, cheaper, and across borders. Founded by Jed McCaleb, one of the co-founders of Ripple, Stellar was born out of a simple but radical idea. Financial access should be a right, not a privilege. While Ripple went the institutional route, partnering with banks and payment processors, Stellar focused on people, small businesses, remittance networks, and those in developing economies where sending money home often costs a week's wages. And here's the crazy part. While many crypto projects chased trends, Stellar kept quietly partnering with governments, fintech companies, and NGOs, building a bridge between the old financial world and the new blockchain economy. So, how did a so-called underdog coin become one of the most powerful tools for financial inclusion? Let's break it down. While most crypto projects were building alternatives to banks, Stellar was building bridges to them. Its founder, Jed McCaleb, was one of the original minds behind Ripple, XRP, another blockchain built for payments. But McCaleb left Ripple with a different vision, one that focused less on corporate institutions and more on accessibility for everyday people. There's a saying in crypto circles, when everyone is looking at the mountain, the real treasure is buried in the valley. Right now, while the headlines scream about Bitcoin ETFs, Ethereum upgrades, and Solana's blistering speed, something quieter, but equally powerful, is happening beneath the surface. It's not flashy, it doesn't dominate Twitter threads or crypto influencer debates. But it's one of the few blockchain projects that's been quietly partnering with governments, banks, and payment companies to solve a problem that has been haunting the global economy for decades: how to move money across borders, cheaply, instantly, and universally. He wanted Stellar to be the open-source, people-first version of Ripple, a network that could connect everything from remittance apps in Nigeria to microfinance lenders in Indonesia, all the way to the Federal Reserve or IMF if needed. And 2 decades into the digital finance revolution, Stellar is finally starting to look like it's in the right place at the right time. Because today, the world is waking up to a truth that Stellar's been building towards since 2014. The global financial system is broken for anyone who isn't rich, connected, or living in a developed country. Think about it, if you're a migrant worker sending $200 home, you'll lose 8 to 10% in fees. If you're a small business in Kenya trying to import materials from Europe, you'll wait days, sometimes weeks, for your money to clear. If you're a fintech startup trying to build global payment rails, you'll drown in red tape and compliance costs before you ever process a transaction. That's the problem Stellar was designed to solve. And the secret weapon? Its Anchor network. Anchors are organizations, banks, payment providers, and fintechs that connect traditional fiat currencies to the Stellar blockchain. When someone deposits dollars, euros, pesos, or naira into an Anchor, it issues a digital representation of that currency on the Stellar network. So instead of waiting days for a wire transfer, you can move that digital asset instantly, for fractions of a cent, across borders. It's like the SWIFT system, but open source, faster, cheaper, and transparent. And this isn't just theoretical. Stellar already powers MoneyGram's digital platform, enabling users to convert cash into crypto and back again in over 200 countries. In Ukraine, Stellar has partnered with the government to explore a CBDC pilot, yes, an actual digital national currency. And just recently, the Stellar Development Foundation, SDF, announced collaborations with payment giants like Circle and Visa, bridging stablecoins and on-chain payments for real-world use cases. This is where the story gets fascinating. While DeFi giants like Uniswap and Aave chase yield-hungry crypto natives, Stellar's quietly working with central banks and fintech companies to bring blockchain to billions. And here's the twist. That quiet approach might be its biggest advantage in 2025 and beyond. You see, crypto's evolution has entered a new phase. The speculative mania of 2021, the meme coins, NFTs, and leverage trading, has cooled. Regulators are cracking down, institutional players are entering, and the narrative is shifting from decentralized chaos to regulated utility. This is exactly the environment Stellar was built for, because unlike many projects scrambling to retrofit compliance into their protocols, Stellar was designed from day one to work with regulation, not against it. Its blockchain has built-in tools for KYC, Know Your Customer, AML, anti-money laundering, and asset control, which makes it appealing to financial institutions who want blockchain's efficiency without sacrificing oversight. That's why Stellar is popping up in conversations at the World Economic Forum, IMF, and even US Treasury panels. It's not just a crypto asset, it's an infrastructure project for the future of global money movement. Now let's talk about why investors are starting to take notice. In a market dominated by hype-driven narratives, Stellar has flown under the radar. But if you look at the data, the number of transactions, the partnerships, and the steady growth of on-chain activity, it's clear that something's brewing. In 2024, Stellar processed over 500 million operations per quarter, and that number keeps climbing. The SDF recently expanded its developer fund to $100 million, incentivizing fintech builders to create wallets, remittance apps, and tokenized asset platforms on the Stellar network. And the cherry on top? The Stellar Consensus Protocol, SCP. While blockchains like Bitcoin rely on proof of work, expensive and slow, and Ethereum uses proof of stake, efficient but still permissioned by large validators, Stellar's SCP offers a unique middle ground, fast, lightweight, and energy efficient. T's capable of settling transactions in 2 to 5 seconds, with minimal energy use. That's a big deal as the world increasingly cares about sustainability in crypto. But the question every investor should be asking is, can Stellar, XLM, capture value from this growing utility? And the answer lies in how the network functions. Unlike Ethereum, where gas fees are paid in ETH, Stellar's fees are paid in XLM, the native token. Every time an asset is issued, transferred, or exchanged, a small amount of XLM is used as fuel. It's tiny, fractions of a cent, but when you multiply that across millions of global transactions, the demand adds up. Moreover, XLM is used for network reserves and liquidity, which means as adoption grows, the underlying token becomes more valuable, not through speculation, but through usage. That's the kind of organic growth that long-term investors crave. Now, let's zoom out for a moment. Stellar's growth isn't happening in isolation. It's part of a larger trend reshaping the financial landscape, the tokenization of real-world assets, RWA. From treasury bills and real estate to carbon credits and stablecoins, financial institutions are racing to put traditional assets on blockchain rails. Why? Because it's faster, cheaper, and more transparent. And here's the kicker. Stellar is already one of the preferred blockchains for RWA tokenization. Just recently, Franklin Templeton, one of the world's largest asset managers, launched a tokenized money market fund on Stellar. That's not a startup, that's a $1.5 trillion investment firm choosing Stellar's infrastructure. This might be the most underappreciated signal in crypto right now. While everyone's watching Ethereum Layer 2s and Solana's high-speed DApps, the old money, the smart money, is quietly building on Stellar. It's not sexy, it's not loud, but it's real adoption. And here's where the story gets even more interesting for the everyday investor. Because Stellar isn't just betting on institutions, it's betting on you. The SDF has been investing heavily in user experience, building tools like Soroban, Stellar's smart contract platform, which allows developers to deploy DeFi and fintech applications directly on the network. This opens up a world of possibilities: decentralized lending, on-chain savings, microinsurance, and borderless crowdfunding, all built on Stellar. And Soroban is designed for scalability and simplicity. It's compatible with existing blockchain tools but optimized for real-world developers who don't have time to reinvent the wheel. That's what makes this next chapter so exciting. Imagine a future where your local remittance app runs on Stellar. Your paycheck gets tokenized and sent in seconds. Your savings earn yield through compliant on-chain money markets. Your government issues its CBDC through Stellar's rails. That's not science fiction. It's the roadmap Stellar's been building toward for nearly a decade. And while it may not get the same headlines as Solana or Ethereum, its foundation is arguably stronger, because it's based on practical utility, institutional trust, and global inclusivity. Even regulators, traditionally skeptical of crypto, have shown cautious optimism toward Stellar's approach. Its transparency, open source code, and alignment with financial compliance make it one of the few blockchains that could thrive in a post-regulation era, where crypto, as we know it today, becomes financial infrastructure. Let's connect that to the broader macro picture. The world's financial system is under enormous strain. Inflation, currency devaluation, and geopolitical tensions are forcing countries to rethink how they handle cross-border settlements. In 2024, the BRICS nations announced plans to develop blockchain-based payment systems to reduce dependence on the US dollar. Meanwhile, US banks are exploring tokenized deposits. European regulators are defining frameworks for digital assets. And through all of this, Stellar has quietly been present, providing the plumbing for experiments that might one day underpin global finance. So while traders are busy chasing the next meme coin pump, institutional builders are quietly laying down tracks, and Stellar is one of the trains already running on them. Now, from an investor perspective, the market doesn't always reward the quiet builders immediately. But when momentum shifts, when utility finally becomes the narrative again, networks like Stellar often experience delayed, but explosive recognition. If you study past cycles, this pattern repeats. In 2017, projects focused on real-world use cases lagged behind speculative plays. By 2021, they became market leaders. And now, as crypto matures into its next phase, one defined by regulation, interoperability, and financial integration, the projects that prioritize trust and utility over hype are the ones most likely to endure. That's why analysts and institutional research desks are starting to include Stellar in their infrastructure watchlists. Not as a speculative token, but as a strategic investment in the future of payments. To put it simply, Stellar is doing what Ripple promised, but without the lawsuits. And that's why many see XLM as one of the most undervalued mid-cap tokens in the market today. It's not a meme, it's not an experiment, it's a real network solving a $1 trillion problem. So as 2025 unfolds, with governments launching CBDCs, corporations experimenting with blockchain payments, and stablecoins becoming mainstream, Stellar stands positioned as a quiet powerhouse, a bridge between the old world and the new. It's easy to miss the signs if you're only watching the noise. But the deeper you look, the clearer it becomes. Stellar isn't chasing the future. It's building it, one transaction at a time. And when the market finally realizes how much of the world's financial infrastructure runs through this network, the word underhyped won't apply anymore. By then, the Quiet Valley may just become the next mountain. Recently, Stellar announced new partnerships with major remittance providers in Africa and Southeast Asia, expanding access to digital assets for millions of unbanked users. The Stellar Development Foundation also continues to support developers and regulators alike, creating one of the few crypto ecosystems that governments want to work with. In an era of crypto uncertainty, Stellar's steady progress makes it not just relevant, but indispensable. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really appreciate you watching. If you found this useful, a like would be fantastic, and subscribing helps me keep creating content you'll hopefully enjoy. Please share your experiences and any questions in the comments. I always try to read and respond. Your support keeps this channel going. Until our next video, take care and have a wonderful day.